Hi guys, it's Laree, and if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. So I woke up this past Saturday morning to this video in my messages.
This bird is sewing. This is the Tailorbird. Apparently they find little pieces of grass, threads, spider webs, and they literally know how to sew leaves together to make a nest. Now there is a Tailorbird that's out here fixing holes in jeans and sewing up sweater vests. That's mind-blowing. I can't sew. If you can't sew, let that digest.
So of course I jumped straight down to the comment section to see what the people were saying. And my first thought was the sewing community needs to be in on this conversation. And my second thought as I was going through the comments was, I need to say something. Here's just one of the comments that stood out to me. It says, the crazy thing is we have to be taught to sew. They just innately know. Another comment was, LOL, I don't even know how to sew, and they know how to do it naturally. Okay, so here are my thoughts on this. Yes, there are a lot of people who don't know how to sew, but it's not the school system's fault, and it's not because we don't naturally know how to do it. Sewing started and it ended at home. At home, whatever you're exposed to in your environment, you're gonna pick up on it. And if sewing was not in your environment growing up, it's not going to be something that you gravitate to. Now, there are some who have a special gift for it, whether it was in their environment or not. They do have this innate, natural, raw ability and talent. For the most part, most people aren't sewing because they weren't exposed to it. Down the generations, there came one generation who said, I don't want handmade clothes anymore. It's easier to go to the retail shop and buy it. So while they saw their mother sewing, they may have even tried and said, I have options. I can go buy my clothes. And so the generations after that came along and there was no example of sewing in the home. And then Forever 21. Should I say any more? So, for us, sewing used to be a survival skill. Sewing used to be something that you had to do if you wanted clothes because you didn't have enough money to go buy them from the retail shops. So let's take a look at Exhibit B, the Weaver bird.
Their technique, in essence, is the same as that used by human weavers. A strip is threaded alternately above and below a series of strips that run at right angles to it. In the beak of a master craftsman, this produces neat and beautiful results. In less skillful beaks, well, not so good, but he's learning.
So what I'm gathering, what I'm reading when people say, I don't know how to sew, what they're saying is, my sewing doesn't look like this. When in reality, your sewing may look like this. This little bird had to practice. His nest looked like a hot mess. But he didn't have the little birdie Home Depot to go buy his house from. He didn't have Keller Williams or Century 21 to go buy his house from. He had to do it, and he had to pick himself up and keep practicing until he had a home if he was going to have a home. So, my friends, that is why the birds know how to sew. Now, for us, I think our expectation is skewed. If you do not currently sew, please don't expect to make this on your first few attempts. Expect this again and again and again, and eventually you'll get better. So no, my friend, you do not know how to sew. You just haven't been exposed to it. I want to challenge you. First of all, Patrick, Cloud, I want to challenge you to learn how to sew. No excuses. I believe in you. You can do it. A needle and a thread, that's all you need. It may not look good, but you can do it. So I want to challenge you to learn how to sew, to take a sewing lesson. And then those of you who are watching, viewers, I want to challenge you to learn how to sew. Now, you may not make some grand, beautiful outfit, but instead of throwing away your t-shirt that has a hole in it, I want to challenge you to attempt to mend it. Get a needle and thread. Stop by the fabric store instead of the mall and try stitching it up. It may not look good, that's fine. But the more you practice, the better it's gonna be. All right, guys, that is my challenge to you. So this is my first response reaction video. I would love your feedback to let me know how this went. I would definitely like to do more of these sewing related. So yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to sew with you soon. Bye.